I'm Sarah Rodriguez, a Van Arts broadcast student and lucid dreamer. I wandered into Banyan Books on 4th and Alma and came across David J. Brown's book called Dreaming Wide Awake. I instantly felt I had found a treasure trove of information that would help me better understand my dreams. Because I've always believed that there was some sort of purpose to dreaming. Everything has some sort of strange roundabout way of being here for a reason. Even flies and mosquitoes. If those tiny, annoying insects have a reason for being here, then why don't my dreams? I reached out to Brown for more insight into his book, and I was overjoyed when he agreed to do an interview with me.
Dreams. I mean, what are we told as a child to, oh, honey, when you wake up from a nightmare, oh, honey, that was just a dream, just a dream. In other words, it wasn't really that significant. It wasn't that important. You don't really need to pay that much attention to it because it wasn't real and it doesn't really influence your life. Well, other cultures have different ideas about dreams. And, in Japan and parts of Russia, they view dreaming as very significant. So they view it as a way of being able to access parts of our own mind that we're normally not in touch with, i.e. the unconscious.
I've always had crazy dreams that eventually on occasion become lucid dreams, which is when a dreamer becomes aware of a dream state from within their own dream. And most of my inspiration, including the one for this project, has come to me through my dreams. This portal into your subconscious is a magical place where you can really do anything.
And for me, it's always been flying. It's realizing, oh my God, I can fly. And then after that, it's just all about like how to orchestrate your surroundings and changing hues and scenarios. And oh, I want an elephant with me or something. And you can just kind of create it.
Not only do dreams inspire artists, writers, scientists, and musicians all over the world, some of our most commonly used inventions were thought of from within a dream.
Robert Louis Stevenson, the author of Treasure Island, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, was also an avid lucid dreamer and used to use lucid dreaming as a way to help develop some of his characters and plot themes and things like that. But that's just using lucid dreaming. The examples that you mentioned earlier from my book were mostly from non-lucid dreams. For example, the invention of the sewing machine is a famous example of someone who had a dream that they were being attacked by cannibals, and they were being poked, and with these like spears, and the spears had little tiny holes at the end of them, and this was inspiration for how to thread the thread through a sewing needle and create the first sewing machines. So that was inspired by a dream. Paul McCartney, one of his famous songs, was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. Was the tune from it was inspired by a dream. There's countless examples, from chemistry, from mathematics, from all different fields of science and art, where people have utilized dreams as a source of inspiration for their creative ideas.
While chatting with David J. Brown, writer, parapsychologist, and consciousness researcher, along with my dear friend Cuillen Sander, who's an artist and experienced dreamer as well, I started to realize that dreaming was not only a source of infinite inspiration, but it was also a way of subconscious healing.
Whether it's been relationships with man or woman, so friendships or romantic relationships, there's always a theme sometimes where you have trouble in those relationships, that it shows up in the dream, and it can be horrifying or pleasant, and it really does help to have those dreams and wake up and talk to someone about it or talk to yourself about it. Because sometimes you don't even want to think about those things in your waking life, but it just happens to you in the dreams, and you're confronted with it. You have to experience it. So it can be therapy whether you want it or not.
A lot of religion and spirituality has also been driven by dreams, revelations waiting to be uncovered, hidden in the subconscious parts of our minds. DMT, famously dubbed the spirit molecule, is a psychoactive substance that occurs naturally in plants, animals, and found in the human brain. Rick Strassman, an American professor of psychiatry, popularized the notion that the brain releases large amounts of the compound when we dream and during death, thus explaining the profound imagery that we experience when we sleep and supposedly when we die.
That the unconscious part of our minds is just like the tiny, like the tip of an iceberg, and the majority of our minds is actually unconscious. Psychedelics, LSD, magic mushrooms, ayahuasca are powerful psychotherapeutic tools for being able to explore the unconscious. And dreaming is a natural way to explore the unconscious as well.
The in-between state of dreaming and awake is called hypnagogia, and some of the most powerful meditative experiences have affected me through this state. And this can be a gateway to achieving a lucid dream experience as well.
That's why I find the best state for lucid dreaming is in the crossroad of consciousness called hypnagogia, where you're halfway between dreaming and awake, because you still have all the power of the visions and hallucinations at your fingertips, but you're 1 foot into the dream world and 1 foot outside. So that's when you can manipulate it the most.
That's crazy, because I had never heard the term like hypnagogia before.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember when I was like I was 17, 16. And the first time that I had really noticed being in that state, and I knew I wasn't dreaming, but I was seeing all these colors, and it was like a black abyss, like you're in space, and these like blue and indigo colors just drifting in and out of each other. And like when I told my parents about this, they were like, okay, Sarah, like, did you do any like mushrooms? Did you smoke any pot? And I was like, no, because if I did, maybe this wouldn't have happened.
So whether or not you believe your dreams hold some sort of secret meaning or they echo into the future, it's undeniable that they hold so much potential and meaning to so many individuals around the world.
You get enormous insight into yourself when you're writing down your dream experiences. Sometimes not at the time. Sometimes it's later. Sometimes it happens, weeks later or months later if you go back and reread through your dream journal and you see what was going on at in your life at that time. Sometimes you'll see parallels that you didn't quite, or connections that you didn't quite make when the dream was actually happening. And by writing down your dreams more and more, you'll also start remembering them better and better, which is one of the techniques that we use for lucid dreaming. The better dream recall that you have, the more possibility that you're going to have lucid dreams in the future. So recording your dreams gives you greater insight into yourself, and it also helps you remember your dreams better, and also helps you to have more lucid dreams in the future, and then remember those lucid dreams better. So there's a positive feedback loop that goes with writing your dreams down more and more.
So keep that pen and paper by your nightstand. Don't pick up your phone as soon as you open your eyes, but rather wait a minute, reflect. Maybe you'll remember something amazing, influential, that will inspire you throughout your day. Whether it'll help you in this life or the next, the possibilities are endless when you aspire to dream.